So let's begin. So the body. As you can see, the bodies look really similar. Because I'm not sure how much definition you're going to get through the camera, I can tell you that from close, like natural, I don't see any difference at all. They look exactly the same. Yeah, one is slightly darker than the other one, but I wouldn't say that's better or worse. It's just, you can find clearer and darker guitars along the same series in American models and also in Mexican models. The finish, to the feel. When I feel the guitars, I can't find any differences either when it comes to the body. They are the same, they look the same, and same thing with the pickguard and the pickups. They look the same when it comes to looks. They don't sound the same, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, the only difference that I find throughout the entire body is that the saddles on the Mexican version are a little different to the USA version. Now, to be fair, also, do they feel better when I'm playing, or do they affect the sound or even the looks? No, actually I got on that recently because I was putting a lot of effort into trying to see what the difference were, and I couldn't find any in the body. So that's the only one that I came up with. The actual saddles, not the whole bridge, but just the saddles are a little slightly different. But again, they feel the same. Now I'll get to the pickups later. I wanna go through the physical thing before. When we switch them, when we turn them around, we see the same carve, the same attention to detail, the same everything in the back, the same 3-bolt plate with the same stickers. It's identical, as you can see. I don't know if I'll try to make a close-up later to see if I can show you what they look like. The only difference is in this one, the American model, the serial number, it's over here in the actual plate. In the Mexican version, the serial number is in the back of the headstock. It's over here. This one is over here. And that's pretty much it. Now, there's like a big difference when it comes to weight. That I've noticed. That was the first thing that struck me. The 70s Stratocaster that I had, and I had like 4 over the years, they are heavy. And I don't mean kind of heavy. They are heavy as hell. They are Les Paul custom heavy. They are really heavy guitars. And I think that's the reason why I decided to sell them, because I couldn't play a full show with them without, like if I play a 2 hours or a 3-hour show, after the first 45 minutes, it wasn't a struggle because they are really, really heavy. They sound amazing, but they do weigh a ton. So now, here's the surprise, or what it was the surprise to me. The Mexican version is heavier than the American version. So if we wanted to put one next to the other, it would be the USA's actual 78 that I had, or from the 70s. That's the heaviest. Then the Mexican version goes after that, and the reissue, the USA reissue, is very light, surprisingly light. Now, to my taste, and this might be different to you, but to my taste, the Mexi has the perfect weight. I don't like light-weighted guitars. It just feels kind of like a toy to me. I'm not saying that that's, like I said, I'm not saying that this is a universal truth. It's just the way it feels to me. I kind of feel a little, it's awkward to have a super light guitar to me. I like them, I don't know, some place in between, I guess. This one's perfect to me. Like, I really like it's not too heavy, but you get this feel that you're holding a good chunk of wood in your hands. There's something cool about it that I can't explain. So that's the difference. When it comes to the neck, I think I covered everything, but I'll talk about the pickups in a minute. When it comes up the neck, I did the experiment of blindfolding me and grabbing one or the other, having somebody hand me one or the other, and I couldn't feel a difference between them. They felt exactly the same. And I've been playing guitar for a long time. I've played these guitars almost every day, meaning that I'm very used to them. I couldn't feel the difference. The only way that I actually knew which one was which is I started, touching the actual fretboard, and the fretboard on this one is a little more smooth because the rosewood piece they got for it, it's a little dark. I've noticed that when they are darker, they are usually a bit more, they feel more polished. But outside of that, I couldn't feel a thing that would justify that this one is like at least, no, not 3 times, it's twice the price of this one. They kind of felt exactly the same. When it comes to the rosewood piece, by the way, I've seen the USA version with with clearer finishes, clear woods than this one. So this is lighter than this one, but I've seen this model being just as light as this one. So I guess that doesn't really compute as a difference. Now, I also have to say that these are the ones that I've played. So, as you know, Fender is sometimes not very consistent when it comes to production lines. So sometimes you get a guitar that plays fantastic, and then the next one is not so very good. So I can only speak about these two, so you have a reference, but don't take it like a universal statement, because I do not know what most of them feel like. I just know these two. So that's about the neck. The finish, it's very shiny in both. It looks the same to me also. The finish is really good. I mean, I love the Mexi, I love the American. It's just, they look and feel the same. I'll turn them around so you can see. The thickness of the neck, same. I measured them actually, and it was the same. So not much of a difference there. I've noticed though something. For some reason, this one, the Mexi, has 2 string trees, while as for the Americans, got only 1. Doesn't really make a difference to me. Well, if I had to choose, I would rather have 2. But, I don't know which one is closer to the real thing, but because I remember that some of the Strats from the 70s that I've had 2 and some had 1. I don't know what's the stock, actual, real thing. So that's for that. Now, when it comes to the electronics and the sound and all that, The reason why I recorded this clip in the beginning is so that you can listen to them and determine which one you like best. Here, I tried them through different amps, and they sound a little different. I cannot tell you which one sounds more similar to the original one. I would say neither. None of the two, because I remember the tone was like, I remember the tone was very specific, and I had a few 70s Strats, and they all sounded fairly similar, and neither of the two sound exactly like the real thing. I don't know which one would be closer, but they both sound great. They sound different between them as well, but I'm trying to be unbiased and tell you what things look like from my perspective without pushing one or the other, and without having a price tag in the back of my head. So if I just close my eyes and I listen to this one, and then I close my eyes and I listen to this one, I can see it, I can hear a difference, but I wouldn't be able to tell you this one is better or this one is better, or this one is more expensive or this one is more expensive. It really is more of a matter of taste. So I will encourage you to try the two of them and decide which one you like best, because you might have a surprise and go for the Mexi. The Strats that I had from the 70s also were very noisy, like very, very noisy, especially if you put any drive to them. If you even when playing in clean tone, you hear ham. With these ones are also noisy, but they are not as noisy. Plus, about the electronics also, in the early 70s, Strats still had only the three-way switch, and I think in 76 they switched to the five-way switch. So in the story of Stratocasters, if I'm not mistaken, it was 1976 when they started coming with a five-way switch. Before, all you could do is select this pickup, or this pickup, but you didn't have combinations of three. So here's when it gets interesting. This one has a five-way switch installed in. This one has a three-way switch, so the American version comes with a 3 instead of a 5. However, the American version comes with a hard shell case. This one comes with a kickback, and inside of the hard shell case, it's included a wiring diagram and a 5-way switch, so that if you want to have the 5-way switch, you can do it yourself. Now, that might just be my personal preference, but I don't know why they did that. Who today's days is using a 3-way switch over a 5-way? I think that it would have made a bit more sense to have a 5-way switch, and then you include the 3-way switch in case somebody wants to use the 3-way instead. Because I think that most of us would rather use the 5-way. It's just you're giving up these two awesome Stevie Ray Vaughan tones that you get when you mix up the two upper or the two lower pickups. It's just, I don't know. But maybe they wanted to stay closer to the early 70s Strat on this one and to the later ones on this one. That might be the case. The case. Speaking about the case, but now I'm talking about where you store the guitar. The hard shell case, it's molded after the 70s hard shell cases. Like, it looks similar, but it does not look the same. It's kind of like thinner. It feels a little different. I was a little disappointed. I thought that they could have gotten a little closer. The kickback is just your regular kickback. There's nothing special about the Mexi kickback. But the case is cool, don't get me wrong. I mean, it has a very nice vintagey vibe to it, and it's solid. it's good. Maybe the tuning pegs, something I think I left behind. They are the same. The neck C stays in tune really good. See, with the F and all that, they look the same, they feel the same. I will bet they are exactly the same. The neck C stays in tune very well, and so does the American. I think I got better action on this one, a little lower, maybe. But like I said, this one plays really, really good as well. So there you go. 900-ish, around twice, maybe. Is it worth? Well, you get to decide. Thank you for watching.